Welcome to Voyage Daily Tech, the most important news personalized for you every day, supported by Voyage.com.
After listening to today's news, you'll know. First, US-sanctioned Chinese AI firm Zhipu raises $558 million in an IPO, fueling a sanction-proof tech stack to challenge Silicon Valley. This discussion will reveal how the IPO connects to China's state-driven AI strategy and what it means for the global tech race. Second, Ford bets on mass market level 3 autonomy, targeting a $30,000 EV by 2028 to disrupt Tesla and GM. We'll explore how its secret skunkworks team and zonal architecture could transform EV manufacturing and autonomous vehicle adoption. Third, Volvo's EX60 achieves 168 miles of range in a 10-minute charge using 800-volt architecture to challenge Tesla and Hyundai. Today, we'll take a closer look at its megacasting and structural battery breakthroughs and their implications for EV performance and ownership costs. Fourth, Alphabet overtakes Apple in market cap for the first time since 2019, as its cloud AI strategy is rewarded over Apple's on-device approach. We'll analyze why this market cap shift is a turning point and how it reflects Wall Street's new valuation of competing AI strategies. Fifth, OpenAI launches ChatGPT Health for personal medical records, a direct-to-consumer play that bypasses doctors and challenges Google's B2B strategy. So we'll discuss why this direct-to-consumer move matters and what it means for data privacy, regulatory oversight, and AI liability. The story begins with a decision that caught everyone by surprise. The AI company that industry giant OpenAI flagged as a top rival just went public, and it's been sanctioned by the United States government. Zhipu, one of China's so-called AI tigers, just hit the Hong Kong stock market in a massive $558 million IPO, valuing the company at over 4 billion Hong Kong dollars. The stock immediately shot up 15%. A while back, we talked about Baidu spinning off its AI chip arm, Kunlunxin, as Beijing's answer to export controls. Today's listing shows the other half of that strategy snapping into place. The model makers are stepping onto the same stage as the chip suppliers. Now, to put that $558 million figure in perspective, it's a fraction of the valuations of its American rivals. OpenAI's private valuation, for instance, is in the hundreds of billions. This gap reflects investor caution about geopolitical risks, a different monetization approach in the Chinese market, and a much wider funding gap. In 2024, US AI startups raised over $76 billion. Chinese startups secured just over $5 billion. So this IPO is a big deal, but it also highlights the uphill battle Chinese firms face. And remember, we previously noted how sanctions are carving out a protected domestic market, great for chip sales into government contracts, but global investors still price in those geopolitical frictions. This isn't just a financial story, it's about a direct challenge. Zhipu was placed on the US Commerce Department's entity list, a move designed to cut off its access to the advanced chips needed to train powerful AI. The goal was to constrain its growth. It appears to have had the opposite effect. This begs the question, how is this possible? If they can't get the best chips from NVIDIA, how are they building competitive AI? The answer is what some are calling a sanction-proof AI stack. They are leaning heavily on domestically produced hardware, like Huawei's Ascend 9 10B AI chips, which have achieved efficiency levels close to 80% of NVIDIA's Top Gear. On top of that, some companies are reportedly circumventing export controls by training their models in data centers in other countries, like in Southeast Asia. They are finding a way around the blockade. Continuing our last discussion, there's a cost hack at play. Domestic accelerators tend to be more power hungry, but provinces dangle big electricity, discounts sometimes up to 50% to blunt that gap. And on the software side, we previously analysed Kunlunxin's push to build a CUDA-compatible stack, making it easier to port workloads off NVIDIA. That's the quiet part of the playbook. Even while facing these restrictions, Zhipu caught the attention of the world's top AI lab. OpenAI itself highlighted the company's progress, identifying it as a competitor on the front line of China's race for AI dominance. But that's not the whole picture. The real turning point is what Zhipu plans to do with this war chest. The company just announced it will pour a massive 70% of its IPO cash directly into research and development. That's nearly $400 million aimed squarely at building AI models to rival the world's best. In other words, capital markets are now fueling both ends of China's stack, chips, as we discussed with Kunlunsen, and now models with Zhipu. This is the first of China's major large language model companies to go public, and it signals a new front in the global tech race. This backed by Beijing label isn't just a slogan. In practice, it means these companies get incredible advantages. China has launched a national supercomputing network to provide subsidized computing power, created computing power vouchers for smaller AI firms, and has policies that guarantee state contracts go to domestic suppliers. We previously analysed how export controls unintentionally rolled out the red carpet here by locking foreign players out of those deals, creating the very demand homegrown firms are now stepping into. This is a fundamentally different state-driven approach. Another rival, Minimax, is expected to launch its own offering this week. Interestingly enough, this isn't just a race to build one master AI. These AI tigers are specializing. For example, research shows Zhipu is focused on building highly efficient models that can run on less hardware, while another rival, DeepSeek, is known for its advanced reasoning capabilities. As we've discussed, the fabrication ceiling still limits China from matching top-tier NVIDIA performance one-to-one right now, so the play is cost, scale, and substitution. Despite US sanctions designed to slow it down, one of China's top AI contenders just armed itself with over $500 million for a single purpose to challenge the very companies that currently dominate the global AI landscape. Speaking of a global tech race, the competition is just as fierce in the auto industry, where an American legacy giant is making a bold counter move. Ford just announced its plan to launch a fully eyes-off autonomous driving system, not in a six-figure luxury car, but in an affordable $30,000 electric vehicle by 2028. We're talking about what the industry calls level 3 autonomy, and it's a huge deal. This is the first level where the car is truly driving itself under certain conditions, and you are not legally responsible for monitoring the road. The technology required, especially the laser-based sensors called LiDAR, has historically been incredibly expensive. To give you an idea of the contrast, back in 2015, a single LiDAR unit could cost $75,000. Today, that cost has plummeted to around $500, but it's still a massive challenge to integrate a full suite of these sensors into a $30,000 car. This is a direct challenge to competitors like Tesla, Rivian, and especially General Motors. For context, GM is launching its own eyes-off system around the same time, but it will debut on the electric Cadillac Escalade IQ, a vehicle that starts at more than $127,000. Ford is betting on the exact opposite strategy, putting its most advanced technology where the volume is. What's crucial to understand is that competitors like Mercedes-Benz, which already has a level 3 system on the road, have taken a critical step. They've publicly accepted legal liability for any accidents that happen while their system is active. This completely changes the game. By aiming for the mass market, Ford isn't just trying to sell a feature, it's preparing to take on a level of risk and responsibility at a scale no one has ever attempted. This is where the situation takes a more complex turn. This entire plan hinges on a secret skunkworks team and a brand new universal EV platform designed for radical efficiency. Now, this isn't just a marketing term. The skunkworks team, led by a veteran from Apple and Tesla, is fundamentally re-architecting the vehicle using something called a zonal architecture. Think of it like this. Instead of a chaotic web of wires running all over the car, the vehicle is divided into zones, each with its own powerful local controller. This drastically reduces wiring, making the car lighter, cheaper, and faster to assemble. It's a strategy key to Tesla's success. We're talking 25% fewer fasteners, 40% fewer workstations, and 15% faster assembly. This is how they plan to make the numbers work. This decision is also about what's powering the car. To hit that $30,000 price, Ford is moving to cheaper and more durable LFP or lithium iron phosphate batteries. This is a direct response to the rise of low-cost Chinese EV makers like BYD. Ford is essentially trying to beat them at their own game on its home turf. This move comes after Ford wasted billions on shifting EV strategies and quality issues. The company recently announced it expects to record a staggering $19.5 billion charge related to its restructuring and a pullback in previous EV investments. So this isn't just a new car, it's a high-stakes bet born from massive pressure to turn things around. To top it all off, Ford is also rolling out its own AI assistant and a new integrated digital platform to serve as the vehicle's brain. Believe it or not, this isn't just another voice assistant like the one on your phone. Because it's tied to the vehicle's specific VIN number, it can access the car's core nervous system, the CAN bus. This means it can diagnose a weird sound, check a warning light, or even tell you if a piece of furniture you took a picture of will fit in the trunk. It's a level of integration a generic smartphone app could never achieve. After billions in losses and a major strategy pivot, Ford is abandoning the industry's top-down approach. The company is now making an all-or-nothing gamble that the future of autonomous driving will be won, not in the luxury market, but with the masses. While Ford is tackling the affordable end of the market, the battle over performance in the premium EV space is heating up. Now, get this. Volvo just revealed a new electric SUV that can add 168 miles of range in the time it takes you to grab a cup of coffee. That's just 10 minutes. And with 19 minutes, it'll charge from 10 to 80%. This is all thanks to 800-volt architecture, the same fast-charging tech that has given rivals like Hyundai and Kia a serious edge. Now, Volvo is officially joining the fight. So the thing is, most EVs today, including most Teslas, use a 400-volt system. Think of it like water pressure. An 800-volt system doubles that pressure, pushing electricity into the battery faster with less energy lost as heat. A comparable 400-volt car often takes over 30 minutes to charge, while an 800-volt car like the Hyundai Ioniq 5 can do it in about 18. By adopting this, Volvo isn't just catching up, it's leaping into the fast lane. The upcoming EX60 also boasts an estimated 400-mile range. A Volvo executive stated their goal was to create an electric vehicle with no compromises, transforming what they call range anxiety into range comfort. What's fascinating is that Volvo is achieving this incredible range through clever engineering, not just new chemistry. They're using what's called a structural battery pack. This means the battery isn't just a heavy box in the car, it's part of the car's floor and frame, making the whole vehicle stronger and lighter. It's a practical way to get better performance right now without waiting for a battery breakthrough that could be years away. However, if you zoom out, you'll see another layer of strategy at play. Volvo is using a manufacturing process called megacasting, similar to what Tesla does, to slash vehicle weight and reduce component costs by an estimated 20 to 35%. Megacasting is a huge gamble. You know, the process creates massive single pieces of the car's frame. The upside is efficiency. The downside, a small accident could damage that huge part, potentially leading to the entire car being written off. But here's the twist. Volvo seems to have learned from others' mistakes. Research found that when designed correctly, megacast structures can be cheaper to repair. Volvo says it's designing these parts with repairability in mind from the start, which could be a game changer for ownership costs. This all leads to the price around $63,000, putting it in direct competition with its own plug-in hybrid models. This isn't a six-figure fantasy car, it's a direct play for the mainstream family SUV market. To back it all up, the company is offering a global 10-year battery warranty, which is a strategic weapon. The industry standard is an 8-year warranty, often capped at 100,000 or 150,000 miles, like you get from Tesla. Even Hyundai and Kia's great 10-year warranty is limited to 100,000 miles. By offering a longer warranty, Volvo is directly attacking one of the biggest fears consumers have, that their expensive EV battery will die and cost a fortune to replace. The vehicle will also come standard with vehicle-to-home and vehicle-to-grid power capabilities. Now, the car powering your house sounds amazing, but actually while the car is ready, our infrastructure often isn't. You need a special bi-directional charger that can cost between $5,000 and $15,000 plus installation. On top of that, many local utility companies don't have the regulations or grid technology to support you selling power back. So for now, it's a fantastic feature for the future, but a niche one for today. This isn't just a new car. With its aggressive range, lightning fast charging, and competitive price, the Volvo EX60 represents a direct assault on every major compromise that has held buyers back from going electric. We've been talking about the intense competition in the EV market, but let's pull back to look at the titans of tech, where a major power shift just rocked Wall Street. Google's parent company, Alphabet, has officially overtaken Apple in market value for the first time since 2019. A while back, we talked about the split between cloud first and on-device AI. Today, that divide just showed up in the market cap rankings. Alphabet's market cap closed at $3.88 trillion. while Apple's slid to $3.84 trillion. This isn't just a random stock market fluctuation, it's a story about two completely different bets on the future of artificial intelligence, and one is clearly winning. What we're seeing is a fundamental change in how Wall Street values these tech giants. Investors are now laser focused on a company's AI strategy, and they're rewarding big, visible moves. As we previously analyzed, the market is recalibrating around visible AI scale, and it's no longer theoretical, it's being priced in. Let's look at Alphabet. Its stock jumped 65% in 2025, the company's sharpest rally since 2009. The reason? An all-out AI offensive. They unveiled Ironwood, their own custom AI chip designed to compete with NVIDIA. Continuing our last discussion about data center bottlenecks, this is Google moving up the stack to control more of that pipeline. This is what's known as a full stack or vertically integrated AI strategy. Alphabet is building everything: the custom Ironwood chips, their powerful Gemini 3 models, and the Google Cloud platform that delivers it all. These Ironwood chips are incredibly powerful. Think about it. They're not just buying tools, they are building the entire factory. By controlling the entire pipeline, Google can optimize performance and cut costs, giving them a massive competitive edge. They launched the Gemini 3 model to rave reviews, and the results are pouring in. CEO Sundar Pichai confirmed that Google's cloud business signed more deals over $1 billion in just the first 3 quarters of 2025 than in the 2 previous years combined. We also noted how Samsung's Galaxy AI features are powered by Google's Gemini, putting Google on hundreds of millions of devices and reinforcing the flywheel. And these aren't just any deals. This is the enterprise AI gold rush, with major players in retail, finance, and healthcare signing on to use Google's AI to transform their operations. This is where the real money is, far away from the consumer-facing chatbots. Meanwhile, Apple has been almost completely silent. This decision brings both benefits and comes with inherent risks. While Google is racing ahead with cloud-heavy partnerships like Samsung, Apple is taking a different path. Now, Apple isn't absent, it's just playing a completely different game. Instead of massive AI in the cloud, all signs point to Apple making a huge bet on on-device AI. They've been quietly developing smaller, efficient AI models designed to run directly on your iPhone or Mac. The goal is a truly personal intelligence that is private and secure because your data never leaves your device. It's a classic Apple move, focused on user experience and privacy, even if it means being less flashy. The company was supposed to launch its next generation Siri AI assistant last year, but that release was delayed. Apple now promises to launch a more personal Siri in 2026. What really brought this to a head was the next development. Wall Street is taking notice. The firm Raymond James just downgraded Apple, stating that gains will be hard to come by in 2026. This is happening because right now, investors are rewarding the big, loud, cloud-based AI strategy that Google is executing so well. A few days ago, we mentioned reports that OpenAI's CEO sounded a code red after Google's latest model, another sign that the bar in cloud AI is rising fast. Apple's quieter, long-term bet on personal, on-device AI is harder to measure, and for now, it's being punished for it. While one titan of tech has been delaying, another has been building. In the high-stakes race for AI dominance, that strategic difference has been worth billions, completely redrawing the map of a tech landscape once considered settled. Speaking of competing AI strategies, another major player just made a move that puts it right in the middle of your most personal information. OpenAI has launched ChatGPT Health, a new feature that lets you upload your medical records directly into the AI. This represents a completely different strategy from what other tech giants have been doing. For years, Google has been working on its own medical AI, MedPal M2, but they've been targeting hospitals and doctors. OpenAI is skipping the institutions and going straight to you, the consumer. It's a race to see which approach will dominate healthcare AI. The context for this move is a jaw-dropping number. OpenAI says more than 230 million people are already asking ChatGPT health-related questions every single week. The demand is massive, and this is their answer. This isn't just about asking questions anymore. The new tool can connect to your wellness apps like Apple Health and MyFitnessPal. It's designed to help you understand test results, prepare for doctor appointments, and even evaluate complex insurance options. But this immediately raises the biggest question of all: privacy. We're talking about your most sensitive data. OpenAI is trying to get ahead of this. stating, quote, "Conversations in health are not used to train our foundation models. The company is promising that this health data will be kept in a separate, secure space with enhanced privacy." So, what does a privacy silo actually mean? The idea is to build a digital wall between your health chats and the main ChatGPT system. This is crucial because it's their main defense against privacy fears. However, the company hasn't released the deep technical details on how this silo is built, which leaves open questions about potential loopholes. If that was just the appetizer, the main course is just being served. Just as this launches, the US Food and Drug Administration Commissioner is on the record with a surprising take. He has called ChatGPT a product that should be promoted, while also cautioning about major safety concerns. This signals that regulators might be taking a much lighter approach than many anticipated. This lighter approach hinges on a very fine line. The FDA draws between a general wellness app and a medical device. As long as an app is just encouraging a healthy lifestyle, it avoids heavy regulation. But the moment it starts interpreting lab results to diagnose or treat a disease, it becomes a medical device and needs FDA approval. OpenAI is trying to walk that tightrope perfectly. That open runway leads directly to a massive legal question. Who is liable if it all goes wrong? The situation presents a fascinating duality. On one side, you have this powerful tool, while on the other, it exposes a huge legal grey area. If ChatGPT Health gives flawed advice that leads to harm, who is responsible? Is it you? Is it OpenAI? Traditional legal shields for tech platforms, like Section 230, may not even apply to AI-generated content. There are already lawsuits and new bills trying to make AI companies directly liable for what their models create. This isn't just about a funny mistake, it's about life and death advice. The line between technology and your personal health is being redrawn right now, and that line is being drawn differently all over the world. Here's a final critical detail. This new feature is not launching in Europe, Switzerland, or the UK. This is critical because of strict data privacy laws like GDPR and the new EU AI Act. These regulations classify health AI as high risk and impose massive fines for non-compliance. It creates a fractured globe where access to the most advanced AI health tools could depend entirely on where you live.
That's it for today on Voyage Daily Tech. Follow, share, and stay tuned for daily updates coming your way tomorrow.